Trails and Tributaries Part 12. Written by the Furry Sith Lord. Pictures by Tauronium. They packed up camp after they finished lunch after their extended stay. Even though they originally were only going to stay for breakfast, Doxy was busy building bridges between them. Little Yipper seemed a lot happier, and he was spending his time following Striped Warrior around. He acted like a cub trying to impress his parents. Hawkeye's watched with mixed emotions that his brother was no longer clinging to him as much as he had. Hawkeye's had been feeling smothered by the attention, but now that it was gone, he was missing it. Little Yipper blamed himself that their father disowned them. Red Yote was the only one who seemed to care, and he pushed that Hawkeye's would become a full-fledged warrior. Hawkeye's refused to leave his younger brother to remain a deformed halfling that would never be a warrior but was no longer a cub. The tribe's alpha and chief was the one who named them. Changing Bo Boy's name to Hawkeye's was a perfect fit, but when he called Whiner by the name Little Yipper, everyone knew it was an insult. The tribe's medicine fur had died mysteriously, and Red Yote refused to become the new one unless the brothers were made warriors. They gave in to his demands, but not without making the brothers suffer for it. Little Yipper's name was just the beginning. Little Yipper did everything he could think of to help his brother because he was the only one to stand by his side. "Thank you," Striped Warrior said as Little Yipper helped him put on the large backpack. The younger Yote brother smiled, and he took a bite of the beef jerky he held. "Are you getting used to the taste?" Striped Warrior said as he smiled, and the coyote smiled back at him. Doxy intentionally stomped his feet in a comical way as he approached Little Yipper. Hawkeye's watched with mixed emotions as a fear Doxy was going to strike him. Striped Warrior grabbed Hawkeye's arm and whispered the word relax to him. "Oh no, he's my best friend. If you want him, you gotta race me for it," Doxy said, and Little Yipper frowned and folded his arms across his chest. "Ready? Go!" Doxy shouted, and he and Little Yipper raced off. Striped Warrior saw that Doxy was playing with Little Yipper. Doxy was definitely faster, yet he slowed himself enough that they ran neck and neck into the forest. Striped Warrior shook his head, and he walked over to Hawkeye's. "Since we seem to be getting along now, may I ask you a question?" Striped Warrior asked. "Go ahead," Hawkeye said as he stiffened his body. "This cave. What's in there? Why are you two so desperate to get us there?" Striped Warrior asked. "I'm not sure. Exactly." Red Yote said, "There is something. A cursed object that sits in the cave. Long ago, a medicine fur accidentally released a powerful evil spirit. It nearly killed our tribe. However, before he died, the medicine fur trained an acolyte to follow after him as the next medicine fur. He then stole all the evil of the spirit and placed it in a cursed object. It is sealed by a barrier that kills any of my people who try touching it. That object has cursed the land, and the bear that torments my people is just a fraction of that evil," Hawkeye's explained. "So he is using us to get the object for you," Striped Warrior said. Hawkeye's nodded before continuing. He lied about the prophecy in order to get the tribe to obey him and capture you. He once said the bear that stole Little Yipper's voice is linked to that amulet somehow. Red Yote once said it was thought the bear is the original body of the evil spirit that was released. Hawkeye's explained. "Why does he want that object?" Striped Warrior asked. Doxy was shouting up ahead, which caught their attention. "No, it's a tie," he shouted. They guessed that Little Yipper was protesting somehow, but since he is mute, only Doxy was heard. Striped Warrior shook his head because at first he thought they had been attacked. Doxy and Little Yipper walked back to them, and Little Yipper looked upset with his arms crossed across his chest. "It was a tie," Doxy said firmly, and Little Yipper turned his face away in anger. "I guess that means you'll both have to be my friend," Striped Warrior said. This made the little coyote smile, and Doxy was already chuckling. "Does the cave have any guardians besides the bear?" Striped Warrior asked. Little Yipper looked embarrassed again and was looking at his feet. "I'm not sure what you call it in your language, but to us we call it wooshar. And let's just say it is not as friendly as the bear is," Hawkeye said. "I swear by my fur, Doxy, that you are never picking our vacations again," Striped Warrior said. "Why? What is a wooshar?" Doxy asked as the group just looked at him. This ends part 12. We hope you enjoyed it. See you next time for part 13.